Just walking to the next village, Hemmington, where I plan to sketch a couple of thatched cottages, really picturesque. It's quite cool that this view looks like a fairy glen, only spoilt by the noise of the aeroplane. Here we are, so this is what I've come to sketch. Little cottage in Hemmington. So I'm going to get comfy with my sketchbook, or I should say iPad. Hi everyone, Steve Elliott here, back in the studio doing the voiceover to this sketch that I did whilst out in a little village called Hemmington, using paper by 53 on my iPad. So previously I've used the pencil, but this time I thought I would go for the pen and ink technique and give it a try. I've not used it before. Really glad I did, because the pen is really sensitive. You press on, you get nice thick lines. You can draw very thin lines for hatching with it. Really is very, very sensitive to the touch, and I like using it a lot. Now this is a village I used to live in a few years back. I lived in an old farmhouse that was actually haunted. When I say it was a farmhouse, it was a conversion, and it was a wing of an old farmhouse, so it was nothing too spectacular. But the bit that I had, the original building, did have a ghost. And when I sold the house, I asked the new owner if they'd met the ghost yet, and they actually had the house exorcised. So it wasn't just me, there was other people thinking the same thing about that. Anyway, this is a cottage that I've been wanting to draw, a thatched cottage, and I used the pen to get these nice big thick black lines and some hatching. Not a lot to say about it really. It was a cold day. I wasn't messing about too much. I was trying to work as quick as I can. Not quite as fast as this, because this is actually a speeded up drawing. You can see where I've touched the screen with my hand, this little black blobs of ink. I quite like those. I left a few of them on. It did have added an authentic touch to the thing, I thought. The only issue I have is that the touch sensitive bit of the app isn't too good, that it does smudge and rub out and damage drawings if you catch them. And once you close the program, if you didn't see it, if you go back into it again, you can't undo. You have to rework that bit of drawing. And you probably noticed in the last video I did using paper 53 of the narrowboat that the actual video, the narrowboat, is smudged where it's not on the drawing, because I exported the drawing and then went ahead and smudged it. So I did have to go back into that and work it a little bit, which was a bit of a pain. Anyway, here we are back in paper by 53 again. Really liking the effect of this. I think that looks really natural, and it looks like an ink drawing. Again, I'm using thin strokes to hatch it, and then I just press it a bit and get those nice thick lines. It works really well on the trees for getting the sort of thick trunks, and then just lifting the pencil off as I'm going to, so it tapers down to a nice thin line. I can do thick bold strokes, as you can see on the leaves in the foreground, to make them, push them forward, and the nice fine lines for the brickwork there going in. Really was a pleasure to draw this, so I think I'm going to be using the pen again. I liked it a lot. Once I'd got the all the ink work in, I did go back in with the paintbrush, the same as I did with the pencil. I thought that added a nice touch to it. I could have done it with hatching, I suppose, but it would have took me a long time to get all that hatching in, and that's not really what it was about. It was about doing a quick sketch. So just sort of flicking a few lines in really quick, and then use that wet brush, which you're going to see shortly, to put the twigs in on the trees. I think that will be coming in a second or two. There we go. You can just see very soft. I'm putting the twigs in, then I go in with a deeper colour. I thought it needed something a little bit stronger, and I use that to put in the shadows of the bushes in the background, on the cottage to the side that's in shade, a little bit on the house, on the bushes, and a little bit stronger. I go in, once I've done the path, there we are, on the bottom of the cottage, I'll put a stronger colour in, back to the lighter colour again, just to put a bit of watermark, I suppose, or marks on the road to take you into the picture. And then I use that pen again to press on and get those nice thick black lines, and just lift it off to get some twigs in. Few leaves indicated there with the brush again, then smudge it out with my finger. That is cool, you see. It's a trade-off, isn't it? And that is it. So I really hope you've liked that. Thanks for staying with me till the end. If you did like it, a big thumbs up helps me out a lot. Much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I've got lots more videos about digital painting, and I'd love to be sharing them with you. So take care, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.